What is going on, everyone out there? And that is my armrest. Very annoying. I apologize. It's like every time I rest my arm, it slides off to the right, or I guess this would be your left on the video that you're watching right now, but this is my right, and it slides off to the side here when I rest my arm. But aside from that, my name is Brando Linick, and we're going to be talking about how to start a business. Specifically, the question I'm going to be answering in this video is how to become a personal shopper. Now, when it becomes entrepreneurship, when you become an entrepreneur, a business owner, from a business to business person here, personal shopping is awesome, okay? It is definitely a massive marketplace. There's a lot of older people, okay, and I'm giving you some hints here and some ideas on how to go about this. There's different care homes and facilities for elderly people and people who are just living in their homes, okay, that don't have the ability to go out and shop whenever they want to. Yes, they can still go out and shop, but they don't have a means in which they can do that more frequently in a way that they want to. And that's where you can offer your services. All right, you can connect with people who are in old folks' homes. You can connect with people who are in commercial buildings, apartment buildings, and you can build relationships with the management team, or they can refer you to people, and from that point on you can offer your personal shopping services. You can also go on Craigslist and post some things out there as well, but essentially the big market, it's going to be with older people and people in apartments and complexes where you can offer an affordable service for them, and you can go out and bring stuff to them, because living in an apartment or a complex, going all the way from the top floor to the bottom floor, and depending on the person, all right, and their lifestyle, it can be a little bit difficult for some people, and running up and down, doing all these errands, it can be tough for them. So you got to keep that in mind, especially if someone doesn't have a car. So you can offer your services to that demographic by building relationships with the management of the building, and from that point on you can ask if you can be referred to, all right, some of the people in the building if they need some services. And then what you can do is every time management refers you a customer in that building, all right, someone who needs a personal shopper, then you can split a commission, you can split some money with management, all right? So it's a bonus for management, the building, and it's a bonus for you. They provide the customers, you provide the service. So it's a win-win situation. So there's really never a point in time where someone's going to reject you from that, unless you're just you're coming off not attractive and not positive, which you always want to be positive. But that in essence is just one idea and one example that I can share with you when it comes to this. But I will tell you this, all right, as fine and dandy as it sounds, I'm just telling you from personal experience when it comes to being an errand boy, all right, if you want to call it that, or an errand girl if you're a girl watching this, that's totally cool. But when it comes to running errands for people, doing personal shopping for people, running around all day long, it can be very daunting. I'm just telling you and warning you, especially if you're getting involved in business, to be your own boss, to create time, freedom, and flexibility to do what you want when you want. If that's what you want, then you're going to clash with this business model, because you're going to want to have time, freedom, and flexibility to travel, to do the things that you want. And the business is resulted around you going out and shopping for people. And if you're traveling and doing those things, or you're sick, you're not going to be able to shop for people. So it's all based on your self-production, and you can work yourself to death doing this, which is why I would strongly advise you, before you consider starting a personal shopping business, all right, before you consider starting and becoming a personal shopper, before you head down this road, if, and speaking to those of you who are looking at this, if you're looking at this to be your own boss, create your own income, make some side income, if you're looking at this to have more time freedom, to take some more vacations, retire your husband or your wife, all right, or spend more time with your kids, or maybe you don't have kids, to move into a bigger, better home, if that's really what you're looking for, learn to build a leveraged business that isn't based on you running around all the time, because I'm telling you, it will drain you physically, mentally, and emotionally, okay? And I'm just trying to save you a lot of blood, sweat, and tears here. You can take it or leave it. That's totally up to you. If being a personal shopper is your passion, go for it. But before you head on to your passions from a business perspective, to make money, all right, to afford the things that you want, all right, logically, all right, making money to afford the things that you want, best thing you could do, hands down, is learn to build a business on the internet. Now, it's not the only way to go. If I told you that, I'd be lying. But the cool part is my experience with this goes back over the last year and a half. And if you hear me out here for a minute, what happened was I came across an individual who's making more money every month than I was making in 2 years. I started to model and copy this individual. They weren't running around with a chicken like a chicken with their head cut off. They weren't doing errands for people. They're working right from their laptop computer, couple hours a day, and because they were doing this, making a six-figure income, which is not average or typical, results are going to vary. This person worked really hard in the beginning, and they were very focused, okay? They weren't screwing around. They were very serious. So if you're that type of person, you can definitely do this too, but because they were doing that, I wasn't afraid to take the risk, and I wasn't afraid to jump in either. It was attractive to me being able to work on the computer. The internet never turns off, so being able to have a business run for me 24/7, I thought it was pretty cool. So I started to model and copy them. It took me 90 days. It took me 90 days to create a full-time income business working part-time. Am I going to promise you the same? Absolutely not, okay? Business is not a gimmick. Business is not a game, all right? Business is being focused. You got to work really hard, and you got to be consistent. And if you're willing to do that, all right, like you'd have to do in any business, I would highly encourage you, if you're wanting to build a business, be your own boss, create your own income, have time freedom, flexibility, retire your wife, retire your husband, never work for another person again, learn to build a business on the internet if you're looking for very similar things to that. Okay, so you don't have to go out there and run around all day long doing shopping for people. Not saying that it's bad, all right, but just saying you need to be aware of this from a business to business person when it comes to opportunity to make money, to do the things that you can afford, to do the things that you want to be able to do, your passions, all right, to travel, to do those things. So that's just my tip. That's my overview. There's so much, business out there, especially on the internet, different systems and programs. I would encourage you, if you've never done it before, find and model and copy someone. Even if you have had some experience online, find and model someone who's already getting results in a way that can help you get the results that you want. Find and model someone who's willing to help you walk through step by step what to do to get the results that you want. It will save you a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It's what worked for me. If it worked for me, it can definitely work for you. And I will see you, my friend, on the beaches of the world. And if you'd like to learn more information about actually building a business online, if this is interest to you and this makes sense to you from a business perspective, you can always check out my site. It's 123marketingtips.com. Link will be in the description below. And I'll see you on the beaches of the world. Take care.